Now, the Eastern Cape has 4 universities and 8 public colleges with thousands of potential voters. Whilst many will be away from home, their vote will still make a difference in the national and provincial elections. Let's cross now to our reporter Jayed Leigh Paulse, who's in Port Elizabeth, and let's catch up with her to get a sense of how young people are looking at these elections and if indeed they're going to participate. Jayed Leigh, thanks very much indeed. Tell us where you are. And what sense do you get about youth vote participation in SA Decides 2019?
Well, Peter, right now I'm coming from a TVET college here in Port Elizabeth. Earlier on, we crossed at Nelson Mandela University, where we heard some of the students' views there and what voting means to them, what the 8th of May means to them. And with me right now, I do have 3 students at the TVET college, and listening to them and the reason why they're going to mark their X on Wednesday next week has been very interesting. I'm going to go right into it, Peter. I've got with me Lubabalo right here. Lubabalo, you told me that you come from a very small town. What is the reason? Why are you voting on the 8th of May, and what change do you want to see in your community?
The reason I want to vote it's because I come from a very small town, the Eastern Cape, all north. There's too many young people, and there's a shortage of houses, and there's a very high rate of unemployment. And the only party that's been interacting with the people locally is EFF. We have an issue of areas that has many people which contributes to crime. So the political party that is promising to bring land to the people, EFF, I think is the one that I'm going for, because it's actually trying to bring the change that the town I come from needs. Yeah.
And then Lubabalo, lastly, just tell us, there's been a sense of, that the youth are not going to heed to the call, they're not going to vote this 2019 elections. Do you think that they're going to actually come out in their numbers? What is the sense in your community amongst your peers here at the Technikon?
In my community, because the political party that has been already ruling wasn't taking care of their needs, in terms of talent and jobs, I don't think they're going to vote in huge numbers because they're quite disappointed. I think so.
Thank you very much, Lubabalo. Peter, I'm just going to move on here to Chloe. Chloe was telling me off air that job creation is a very important aspect as to why she is going to cast her X next week. Chloe, tell us, why is it important for the youth to go and vote next week, Wednesday? What is that importance?
Well, I just feel like we do need a better future, reason being because once our elderlies are not here anymore, where do we see ourselves? Because we're not going to be in college forever. We need to also have a better future for ourselves. And
you are the next generation, so it's very important. Listening to all the manifestos from the political party, which political party speaks to you?
I would say EFF. Yes.
Thank you, Chloe. And then I'm going to move down to Andrea over here. Andrea was telling me also that she comes from the northern areas. And Peter, you would know that the northern areas here in Port Elizabeth is rife with gangsterism. She's going to be telling me why she is going to vote and also what is it going to do in that community. You were telling me also that you're hoping that your friends, your family will also heed the call and actually go and mark their X next to the ballot paper next week.
They will mark it because I'll make sure of them to market, because I feel like you nowhere safe nowadays. You are not even at your home, because they shooting everywhere nowadays. You don't know where exactly can you stand, because it's dangerous where you go. Yeah.
So next week, we definitely know that you will be going out with your family to go and cast your vote. Also, same question, has there been any political party that has really spoken to you that you feel is really going to change the political landscape in the country?
Yes. I feel like DA takes it. Because in my community, we can stand together now, but most of them, they scared of the gangsters. This one gangster, I don't know what you know, it's Popo, he's hard to die, no one can kill him, no one. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Andrea. Thank you very much. Well, Peter, there different views as to why they're going to cast their vote next week, but all saying that they're definitely going to make their voices heard. They are the next generation, so it's going to be very interesting to see come the 8th of May next week. But also, I must make mention of the fact, Peter, just reading up on the statistics of the IEC and the voter registration, it was very interesting to see that in 1999 there was the highest youth registration votership. So it's going to be also very interesting to see if the youth culminate most of those long lines that we're going to be seeing next week. Peter.
Jayed Leigh, thanks very much indeed for that snapshot of what some of the young people in Port Elizabeth in particular are thinking. And they do have their issues. And as you say, the registration process has indicated that I think less than half of those people aged between 18 and 19 registered this time around as new voters in these elections. So perhaps that might be pointing to something. We'll only know after May the 8th what the impact of those statistics may be.